Hey y'all, it's Jocelyn with Tip Top Plans. I am back from my trip to Florida, and I I left. So much happened. So much happened on that trip. But the main thing is that I left feeling overwhelmed, motivated, uh, but sort of freed or unburdened. I'm still processing that whole trip. And it's going to take me, I've decided I'm going to take the month of November just to process that. Uh, but one of the thoughts that came to me as I was sometime this weekend or driving home or somewhere in there um, was that I wanted to go through all of my planners and notebooks and, journals, references, blah, 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 and sort of fine tune things. And I did not realize how much I had until I gathered it all to do this video. Excuse me. I've got a lot of stuff, and I had no idea exactly how much I had. So what we're going to do today is something of like a planner inventory. We're going to kind of go through everything and briefly kind of decide what's working, what I want to use it for, why not, that whole kind of thing, and then try to go from there. So, trying to think how exactly I want to do this. Well, I guess I'll just start from the middle and kind of work my way down. So this is like I don't know what to call it. It was something of like a spiritual journal type thing. Goals. There's some of everything in here, I think. And I would just pick this up as I felt like I needed it. It's a skinny classic size. Absolutely love this cover. Exactly what I'm going to use this for now, I am not at all sure. I want to keep the pages that I've already done in it. So I don't know if this is going to become like an archive. I used to have lists in here, and for whatever reason, I got rid of the lists, and now I'm kind of thinking I probably do need a planner just of various lists. Whether that's going to be in here or something else, I'm not sure. I also, this is the thing too. Okay, so, oftentimes we get on the internet and on YouTube and we see all these product releases, and it gets us thinking, we admire the things, and it gets us thinking we need that stuff. So when I saw Keleva Plan's, her wellness stuff, her stuff is in the skinny classic size. And part of me was like, oh, I could get all those and I can make a wellness journal, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm like, do I really need that? Well, okay, I do need a wellness journal, but do I need to buy more stuff to make a wellness journal? I probably don't. Actually, I know I don't. I just have to figure out how to utilize the things that I have better and then develop a system so that I'm using them consistently. So this is this little skinny classic. This skinny classic, I started using as like a pantry. I have like a pantry master list of all the things that I want to have on hand. Pretty much at all times. Things that I know that I use, how much it costs, where I buy it from. So I started making just a list. And then for the months, what I was doing was I was trying to go through and say, okay, these are the things I need this month. And if I bought things, like I think on one of these I might have, actually, I know. Let's go back here. So the plan was, because what I'm trying to do is get to a place where I'm buying things on schedule and not because I've run out. Because I realize, oh, I don't have any more shampoo. Oh, I don't have any more dishwashing liquid. Oh, I'm out of such and such. Or I'm about to run out of such and such. And then I feel like, okay, I've got to go out and get it now because I'm about to run out. I want to have a schedule of when I buy things. And what I really want is to get to a place where I'm buying things on a 6-month rotation. Like this 6 months I buy this 6 months I buy that. That's very ambitious, but I do think that I can do it because, it's just me. There's no reason why I should run out of things. I shouldn't. And there's no reason why I shouldn't know when I bought what, when, or what have you. I should be able to have things on a schedule and just know, okay, this 6 months, these are the things that I'm buying. And, buy enough of it so that it will last me 6 months and or a year, depending upon what the items are. So what I started doing in July was I wrote down things that I purchased, how much of it I purchased. And then, if I needed something, I wrote it down here too. And then what I was trying to do was, okay, I needed some stuff, I purchased some things, and try and figure out how often I'm running out of or needing to buy particular items. So that's what this notebook was for. Now, that's what I was using like the monthly for, and then the weeks I was using like on a particular weekend if I was busy, okay, this is a Sunday. These were all the things that I had to do. So it's like a big to-do list for like my weekends. And I would just, okay, I needed to do my hair. What involved that? I needed to meal prep. What did I need to meal prep? The laundry. What was I washing? Yada, yada. So that was the idea behind this. It's been working out fairly well. But I also need to put myself on, I need to reserve a time to actually go in here and use it. I'm just sort of doing it as I think about it, or like on different weekends, or when I'm about to go buy something, I will say, oh yeah, I have a planner for that. I need to track. So it's kind of like a pantry tracker. That's a better way of putting it. It's a pantry tracker. So what I need to do is schedule myself a time, put together a routine so that I'm referring back to this, and then I can then get on a better schedule with buying all my pantry items and such. So this will stay. Yeah, this is going to stay. This is my war binder. This isn't going anywhere. And I will do a flip through of it, but this is my personal war binder, and this got to be so big that I split it up. I have my war binder, and then this is actually my Bible study binder. So I took the Bible study section, and because I was in danger of needing 2-inch discs, but I had these 1.5 inch, and then I have my expander disc, and I had another, cover that was the same, pretty much, or it came from the same line. So I decided to take out my Bible study specific things and put it in one notebook, and then I have my war binder for my prayers and my power pages in another. That's working out. That's not going to change. All right, try and make some room. Now I have make sure I'm in frame. This is my planner. Some things I will update some things, but as far as like, this is still my everyday on the go catch-all. That's not going to change. I'm considering getting 2-inch discs and doing a few other things to it. But I'm still kind of on the fence about that. But on another video, I will actually go through my my planner and do an inventory and, you know, an analysis of this and see, you know, what is or isn't working with it. This is like an affirmations notebook. Affirmations, different things like that. And this, I don't put pressure on myself to do it every day necessarily, although I do want to. It's just a simple horizontal layout. I might keep this. This might turn into my wellness notebook. I might make another notebook. I have a wellness notebook and put the affirmations in there and do some journaling, make it all in one. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I'm not quite sure. So this I'm still thinking on what I want to do with this. This is my recipe notebook. It's not going anywhere. I don't have a whole lot of recipes in here, to be honest. Well, okay, I have, you know, like my cooking pantry items. I have, you know, like a list of that in there. And then I just have different recipes. Now, I'm not the type, I cook a lot, but I'm mostly somewhat of a fly by the seat of my pants kind of cook. I have base dishes and my dishes change just depending on my mood and what I have and yada yada. So what I know I'm doing is as I continue to gain new recipes, I'm writing them here. And for me, I don't necessarily need like instructions. I just need what goes into the dish. And usually from there, that alerts me as to what it is, if that makes any sense. So I just have a title and then just what goes in it. Yeah. So I have several pages of this, and I think with this too, because what I'm trying to do is get better at meal planning. That was the whole purpose behind this. And this was supposed to give me ideas for meal planning so that I could grocery shop better, make better food choices, so on and so forth. But again, I have not set aside like a specific time and, you know, rotation. I haven't gotten into a routine or system. As far as I haven't developed an effective system so that I can utilize this the way that I want to. So that's another thing that I have to kind of look at my schedule and my routines and figure out how to incorporate this. But this is going to stay as I get, you know, recipes again. I mean, I have enough for forever. It's just that, like I said, a lot of my cooking, sometimes it's just me taking different ingredients and just sort of throwing them together in a pot. And, you know, so cooking for me is not super structured, although it can be structured. So this is going to stay. I just got to get a system for it so that I can use it better. All right, this is my, let me make sure I can. So I have like a budget section in my mini Happy Planner, but this, I was wanting it to be like a financial planner, if that makes any sense. Like planning out the next, you know, doing an analysis of each quarter and then over a course of 5 years. So it's a 5-year planner, divvied up into quarters. Because what I did was I have like a, if you can see, I don't know if you can see that. Yes. So I took the sections, I made, you know, quarter 2, year 1, 2024, and, you know, each of them is laid out that way. And I think I have up until 2026. I have up until 2027 in here, if you can see that. I think what happened was I needed another planner, another planner this size to complete the 5-year like cycle. I have some other pages in here, like, you know, debt payoff and all that kind of thing. I have not been using this. I set it up and then I haven't looked at it since. So again, that's partially because I did not actually set up a system so that I can use this effectively. So for 2025, again, that's going to be another one of the goals, is to put together a system so that I am utilizing this. Because I have some financial goals that I want to reach, and I can't reach them if I'm not, you know, doing my part and tracking and aware. So this is going to stay. This is just a block pad. Part of my issue too is that, you know, Happy Planner will have a sale and I'll see something really cheap, and sometimes I just buy it without an actual plan as to how I'm going to utilize the thing. But my initial thought process was, well, I can go through every week, you know, and do like a, you know, just go through my house, do an inventory of, you know, what I have and what I don't, and then I can make better grocery lists. That hasn't worked. Partially because I grocery shop on Thursdays, not on the weekends like maybe other people do, because, you know, I work nights and it just works out better for me to get off of work Thursday morning, go to the grocery store when most people aren't there. I can be in and out. I come home, I put everything up, and then I actually meal prep on Sundays. So really what I was supposed to do was, before I meal prepped, I was supposed to go through everything, make my list for the following week, but that has not happened. So I'm not sure what I'm doing with this, to be honest. Because really part of this is now what this little notebook is. And the thing about this notebook too is that if I do have a long list of things that, let's say I just want to go ahead and buy from Walmart, or somebody's having a sale or what have you, I can put this in my bag and take it with me. This is not as easy to put in my bag. And so what I was sort of doing here has now gone here. So I'm not sure what exactly I'm going to use this for. Or if I am going to use it, what I might do is just give it to a friend of mine if they want to use it. It might end up, the other thing too is that because it doesn't have, it's in my kitchen, and it has a tendency to get, you know, kind of dirty and smudged up. So I will either put a cover and rings on it, not rings, discs, or I'll give it away or something. But I know that I have to figure out a plan for this in some way, whether that's keeping it, giving it away, or what. Next up, and to be honest, I forgot I had this thing until I went and pulled all my notebooks. But this I had originally, maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, I had it as a journal. And I haven't used it. Let's see, when was the last time? 2023? Yeah, so last year I used it some as a journal and then I stopped. I have different, you know, pages in it. I even have like one of the wellness things in here. And then I just had dot grid. I haven't used it. Now this year I'm wanting to take more control over my emotional, mental, spiritual health. And I've been thinking about doing a wellness, self-care-ish journal. In my mini Happy Planner, I have a section where I made like sort of a 1 line a day-ish kind of journal thing. And I want to keep that because, you know, that goes with me everywhere, and it's easier for me to maybe journal or get down some thoughts, you know, at work with my mini. But this can stay home. I think I'm going to end up making it like the wellness sort of. I just have to do a bit more brainstorming on this. And the plan is, if I do use it, to keep it by my bed so that I see it and I can do, you know, whatever kind of journaling, tracking, whatever, before I go to bed or when I first get up, one of the two. So this is gonna stay. I need to think on this some more. This, and let's make sure it's frame. Okay, so this was like a travel. My idea was for it to be a travel journal. And I do travel some, but I haven't done anything in here. What I need to do, I went over to a friend's house. She's got a lot of stuff. I made a cover, but as you can see, I made the cover too small. So I need to do it again. And I will at some point, but for right now, it's fine. And I have things that I can journal. But yeah, I'm not sure. I think because I also have, and now that I'm thinking about it, I didn't pull it, but I have a mini. It was a dashboard, and I don't like dashboard, and I think I bought that mini because it was on sale at Walmart. I think it was on clearance, and I'm a sucker for clearance. So I actually used that for a few things that I've done over the summer as like a little travel thing. So I think I'm going to keep that mini, do the rest of my memory keeping travel kind of things, put it in there because I think it's an easier size for me. And this, I would probably just take the pages out and put them in other notebooks. The cover, I mean, I'll keep it. And if I need, for some reason, another type of notebook and I just need like a placeholder, you know, cover for it, or I want to store, I want to store like extra pages, then I'll use that for that. But this is I'm gonna reconstitute the pages and put them in other planners. This planner is, this is like my dream home. It's basically a vision board, but in planner form. Because I even have like, you know, I even have a vision board in it. But I haven't done anything with it. I set it up, and that's been it. So again, now this is going to stay because I have a new, I have a renewed focus on accomplishing this goal of buying some property for myself, getting owning my own home, all that kind of thing. So this year again, I will develop a time to sit down and kind of go through this at least once a quarter. I don't need to do it like, you know, every month necessarily, but I think once a quarter would be good just to kind of check in with my, you know, my dreams, my goals for this, and kind of keep myself on track. So this is going to stay. And then this was like a gardening planner that I had. Well, memory keeper planner. And when I was gardening more, I actually used it. Right down to, you know, how my plants did, and I took pictures and, you know, put them out. This year I have not gardened. I think this was last year's garden or the garden before. I can't remember. I should have put the year in it, but I wasn't thinking. So for 1 month I did well, and then the next month I didn't do anything. And I was still gardening at this point. I just didn't keep up with it. And because I want to say this is actually 2022 maybe. And then 2023, I did garden. This year, I have not. But I also want to keep this for, you know, when I garden next. But this will just, you know, sort of stay on the shelf until I need it, probably in the spring, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a spring garden this year. I'm not going to do a fall one like I did last year. It's a little, well, if I do anything, I'll just like plant garlic or onions or something like that. So we have this one that's staying, but I'm not going to pick it up until probably the spring. We have my Homestead Vision Board notebook, if I can get it in frame. This is going to stay. I'm going to develop, or at least put together like a time and a system so that I can sit down and use this effectively, probably every quarter. We have the Intended Travel Notebook. This I'm going to dismantle and put the different pages in here that I'm no longer going to use for this and other notebooks. We have my wellness journal that I'm going to keep and put by my bed also, so that, and I'll probably have to redo a few pages in here or whatnot, but this is going to stay, and it's going to go by on the nightstand beside my bed. This is a paper pad. I will probably give this away, more than likely, unless I find another use for it, but chances are I'm going to give this one away. This is my financial planning notebook. This is going to stay. Once again, I'm going to develop a schedule so that I'm utilizing it. Ooh, my knees, y'all. So that I can utilize it on a consistent basis. So this is staying. And consistent basis, I mean also probably once a quarter, because my budget, I budget by paycheck. I keep track of my expenses every month. But as far as like my big financial goals, that will go, my big financial goals will go here, and that I will track either every quarter or every 6 months. I'll kind of revisit that. I would rather do it every quarter, but that might overwhelm me. And so I don't want to do that. So I might change it to every 6 months. This is my little recipe notebook. This is going to stay. Once again, I'm going to put a like reminder or time, make a schedule. Oops, sorry, y'all. Did not mean to do that. I will develop a schedule so that I'm utilizing this on a consistent basis. Because my plan is to try grocery shopping every 2 weeks, cooking more like in bulk, so that I only have to cook once every 2 weeks, and then I just take things out the freezer and defrost them. Yeah, because cooking every week is starting to overwhelm me a bit. Yeah, so this will help with that. It's gonna stay, and it stays in my kitchen. This is like my little affirmations notebook. I think I will end up dismantling this also, and just using the other wellness and put my affirmations in there instead of here. Since I now will have like a wellness, self-care affirmation like journal, that's going to go by my bed. I'm going to get rid of this and figure out something else to do with the horizontal layout pages in here. So that one's going to go. This is my catch-all everyday carry. It's not going anywhere, but I will do like an inventory of each of the sections and see what's working, what's not. and kind of revise this. These are my war binders. This is my prayer war binder, and this one is my my Bible study. These two are gonna stay. My prayer, I'm in this every day. My Bible study is just when I'm doing an in-depth study on something, then I pull it out. But these are staying. This is my pantry supply notebook. It's gonna stay. And I'm also going to develop a time, probably also when I'm doing my meal planning and whatnot, to go through this. I don't know that I'm going to necessarily go through it every 2 weeks, but at least once a month. Check in with it and keep track of the items I'm buying, when I'm running out, all that kind of thing. So this is staying. And then this little notebook, oh, it's not in frame. This little notebook, I'm not sure what I'm doing with it yet. Yeah, this I'm not sure. I will think on it some more. I'm gonna keep the pages. I'm just not sure if I'm gonna move these like to my wellness journal, if I'm just gonna keep them here just to house them. It's not gonna be something I'm gonna try and go into on a regular basis. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what I'm doing with that yet. But it's not going to be used. Well, it hasn't been being used, but it will not be going into like a regular rotation with my notebooks and planners and such. All right, y'all. Hopefully I made some level of sense with all of this stuff. But I just wanted to, and I forgot, I also have a hand lettering notebook, which I can't find. And why I can't find it, I don't know. It's here somewhere. I do want to get better at my hand lettering, but again, it's something that I need to at least once a week or something, sit down and do it. So when I find it, what I might do with it is also put it beside my bed, and then I can just do, when I'm just laying in bed for whatever reason over the weekend, I can do it then. But hopefully this will encourage somebody to kind of go through their notebooks to see, kind of refresh your memory on why you purchased, the notebook in the first place, and evaluate, whether you need it, what you want to do with it, if it's working for you, if it's not. But yeah, that's all I have for today. All right, y'all, until next time, goodbye and God bless.